Hello, 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 hello. Hello, Inglewood, California. Hello, Los Angeles. Been a while. Been a few days. There's so many things going on. And we just want to be here to bring everybody up to speed on so many different things and so many different areas that we are working on at this time. My co-host was not be here with me today, Miss Cheryl Branch. She doing some great things out in the community, and she's still working real hard to make sure that everybody get an opportunity to come aboard and have a talk with the Green Believers. Also, we are dealing with technical assistance, and whoever already have license and needs some assistance, come and see Cheryl Branch at Lamb. She's part of Green Believers. And there's some more things that we have to talk about on the 100 license that was passed out recently. Heard Western made it official the other day where each person who filled out their application and they was accepted is getting ready to open their store. So 100 people has qualified and they're on their way to do some great things in South Central LA and other places. So again, we are not turning our backs on anyone. Phase 1 is over. Now phase 2 getting ready to start. And being a part of the Green Believers, we just want to put everybody on notice once again that if you have a felony under marijuana and you don't have any violence in it, you can come down on 33rd and Central and come and see Whitey from Whitey's Enterprise or Cheryl from the Green Believers. And we are there to help and assist you the best way that we can. So each day of our journey, we journey for the neighborhood. We journey to make sure that everybody down here is being heard. And we're hoping that we can put you in a good position where you would be able to continue to go forward in your expertise that you're getting ready to take on as we travel through this global task force and this expedition that's going on. So every day is just a different struggle because they come with new rules. They close down the place and then they open the place. And we really don't know how we're going to deal with the circumstances around. So it's a surge going on in Los Angeles. And being part of the Green Believers and Whitey's Enterprise, I am asking, and everybody put on a mask to protect their people on the side of them. I understand that a whole lot of people think it's some politics going with it. But politics for some damn fools right now. Try to wear your masks so you can protect your mothers, your fathers, your grandmothers, your aunties, and your children. Because it's very important to stay safe. So again, I got Alex on the line with me today. I got Iris on the line with me. And we're going to talk about a whole lot of different topics. We're going to talk about a boxing professional, Mercer Smith. He trained Mike Tyson. He trained Henry Tillman. He trained so many different people out of South Central LA. And he was the 1984 Olympic trainer. And this person was a lovely person. He did so much for South Central. Then going in the YAs and other places like that to enhance other people's thinking ability on what they should do with life. And this is the life legend that we're talking about today. And again, it's like when we talk about our older people, everybody's trying to find some dirt to make them look bad. But when we talking about Mr. Mercer Smith, we talking about a legend, walking legend. And every time we seen him, he was bringing something to the table that we could respect and love. We got slapped on the head a bunch of times for not doing right. We got slapped on the head a bunch of times for doing right. When you miss a hook and follow up with a left jab and it ain't crisp, you're gonna get slapped on the head for being off. So here we are today. We talking about one of the greatest trainers that ever come out of South Central LA. A legend. He passed away, but he's a legend in all eyes, and he will always be a legend. And it's just no stopping his legacy because he's so tied in with so many of the professional boxers, and we trying to pay homage because black lives do matter, and his legacy do matter, and we're not trying to rewrite the history. We're just talking about the history that we know of out of black people in South Central LA. So it's like we're not backing away. We're not telling everybody that we scared to talk about what happened in our neighborhoods. We're not scared to say that we got some of the best black people in the world who was helping the brothers in the neighborhood. We saying and putting it on notice and putting the world on the spot and tell them we understand the history that you guys have sold up for the last 400 years. But now it's time for us to tell our history on our great leaders, because we're not a group of people who just been set in the back and been mistreated all the way. We had our own history to talk about. We have our own people that we love and respect. And when we have an opportunity to talk about them, sometimes tears come out of our eyes because everybody be trying to overlook them like they nobodies. But the great thing about it is Mercer Smith made so much money for white America. And we're going to acknowledge it today on this show as we travel this lane. And we're going to talk about Henry Tillman today, another great dude who was in the community, who is still in the community, doing what's necessary to make this legacy go long, go on and go on and go on and go on. So I'm going to pass the mic to Alex today, Alex Townsend. And he's going to tell you a little bit more because he was in the gym in YA and on the streets. He got an opportunity to get first-hand knowledge of this great man. So, Alex, you on, baby.
Thanks, Whitey, and thank you guys for listening. I have intimate personal knowledge of Mr. Mercer Smith. We called him Smitty. When I got to YA in 1980, he was the night man on the receiving unit. And he used to when I first got there, you know, they had me so hyped up, you know, about what the Gladiator School was about. So the minute I jumped off the bus, I was so psyched up and psyched out. Yeah. I got off on the first person I saw, the biggest dude I saw. Smitty happened to be standing in front of R&R when it happened. So for the next, I want to say 17 months, Smitty was on me trying to get me into that boxing gym. See, I was there with him, Henry Tillman and Voltaire Williams. We all walked the same yard at the same time. I used to sit up in my morning. I'd get up at 5 o'clock in the morning before chow and look out my window, and I would see them out there running. You know what I mean? On the getting ready for the boxing team.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? And like I say, Smitty, Whitey gave him justice, but for the people that he actually touched, is a whole nother realm of how this goes. It makes me think of that movie that The Rock did when he had the football team. The Grind. And that was Smitty.
Yes.
In real life. I mean, he made hope where there was a hopelessness. Because in YA, you know, everybody was, you know, they was gang banging and everything was negative and hopeless. But Smitty was the light. You know what I mean? He showed a lot of people, or at least the ones that would listen, that there was something else.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He was a light in the darkness. You know what I mean? And I love the man. You know what I mean? Every time I think back on him, I can only think fondly, even though he used to wake me up every morning and make me mad, trying to talking about, well, if you feel mad about it, come on over to the gym. We can get them up.
Yes,
you know, and
yes.
he tried everything he could to get me into that gym. You know what I'm saying? But the 5 o'clock in the morning running, that wasn't me.
Oh my God.
That's the only reason I didn't get. But I used to go to the gym. I'd hit the bag. You know what I'm saying? Because I hung out with Voltaire. Because I grew up with Voltaire. We grew up in the same neighborhood. We ran the same corners. We rode bikes, pops, wheelies. We did the whole thing together. And I know Henry Tillman. I know him intimately from why, you know what I'm saying, I haven't seen him since. But I was so proud to see those two in the 84 Olympics.
Oh, yes.
You know,
no doubt.
Henry Tillman went on to become a champion. You know what I mean? But that's the kind of people, that was the talent. And that's the talent that's still in prison today and behind these walls. Some of the smartest people and some of the most athletic people and some of the most, how could I say it, the most great men I've ever met were behind the wall.
Yes.
The smartest people I've met have been behind the wall. You know what I mean? And I think that somehow society knows that.
Yes, they do.
And I think that's why some people will get a slap on the wrist and some people will get all day for the same crime because they know that the intelligence of this man compared to the intelligence of that man makes him dangerous to the propaganda. I want to say something now. I want to say BS, but I'll say propaganda that they try to promote.
Well, as you say it like that, we're gonna put it in perspective today because we talking about blackness.
Right.
And
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because every time that we look up, they say, why did Joe go to jail? Why did Ernest go to jail? Well, Joe went to jail because he got a violation. But the whole program around being violated is that when you come in contact with the police,
yes,
the judge, the prosecutor, your probation officer, and the police have combined together.
And they do a psychological report to see how smart you really are.
It's not even a psychological part that everybody keep on bringing that into the mix. It's just that it's their door that all these four entities together as a whole went out to attack the black community
Right.
to make sure that they never was being successful in their lifetime.
Right.
So they just put them in jail each time they seen them like, oh, you got to go back to jail because you're a gang member. And this what happens. And when you see Tillman, you see all the rest of the brothers and sisters, and you saying, man, why are we going to jail? And they won't say it. We're going to jail just because we got in contact with the police and they violated us.
Right. But I think sometimes it even goes deeper than that. I think they pick off what would be the head. You know, they said they cut off the head, the body dies.
No,
but I think sometimes
you will see it,
right?
But the picture is so bigger than that.
That's what I
mean.
mean.
It's that every black man in America, the police and white America been fearing them for so long. Their intellect, their strength,
that's what
and
I mean.
Everything
That's exactly
about
what I'm talking about.
And it was like if we keep them locked in a jailhouse because we have the power to do it.
Right.
And this is what they do every day of our lifetime.
Exactly.
Right now, they saying you're gonna back away from this because we see it with our own eyes.
Exactly.
You're taking these brothers to jail off the street for no reason at all. So now when we talk about Smitty is a person who was trying to make sure that you guys
had a chance,
got back in the street, did
and
the right thing, and got an opportunity to be great.
Exactly. He put it in your mind that there was still a chance. That's what he did. That was a spark that he ignited in people like Voltaire and Henry Tillman and all the others that he touched.
Yes.
That's the spark. That's the fire that he set up under him.
Yeah.
That's why he's such a special man.
Yeah, because, you know, it was years ago in 1973. I used to box in Dogtown, but I trained at a race draw.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I had good hands. Like
right.
Everybody in the city know I got hands.
Right.
And they always told me, like, what gym you going to box in? And I said, you know, I don't like getting hit. You know, I'm too fly to be hit. I'm a cute boy.
Right.
And at the end of the day, here we are. I'm looking at Henry and all of them in YA because I never ventured down that line.
Right.
And a whole lot of people don't even know it to this day. Everybody
right.
think I'm a bad boy. But I didn't go to jail till I was 20-something.
Right.
Because I went to school. And when I used to see you guys, I used to be amazed. I'm like, how you guys get trapped?
Right.
And you got like, well, we was doing something and they ran up on us. I'm like, woo, you got to be by yourself some sort and slide through here.
Right.
But here we are talking about a great man who was overseeing us.
Right.
I'm gonna say this again. He was overseeing us, our only protector in YA,
Yeah.
our only protector.
Right.
While everybody else was trying to find a way to destroy us,
Yeah.
he was looking at Henry Tillman and you and saying, "You guys are gonna live."
Yeah, because I think that he could see past the persona, because we walked around, we did what we did, and we acted a certain way because that's the way it was.
Yeah.
You had to have that armor up. But I think Smitty was the kind of man that could see through it. You know what I'm saying? And he
Yeah.
could see through the other side what was really your potential.
Hey,
You know what I mean? And that's what even if it wasn't about the boxing gym, Smitty would stand up and just talk to you about life. You know what I mean?
yes.
Like I said, I was in the gym with him. You know what I'm saying? I hit the speed bag. You know what I'm saying? I hit the heavy bag. I jumped in the ring, but I never got on the team and that's where he wanted me. You know what I mean?
You know what? I would say this to you, Vontel, Tillman, but they was an imitation of Smitty.
Right. Yeah. I guess we were an extension of himself. We don't know how far his thing goes back.
Yeah.
No, we know of him as what he did for other people,
Yeah.
but we don't know what created who he was.
Yeah.
And for all we know, he could have been us at one point.
Well, he was up.
You
at
see what
one
I'm saying?
point.
And that's exactly
And
what
he-
he saw
And
in the occupation that he acquired, which was
Right.
he was an athletic director,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason California Youth Authority boxing had got to be so famous as it was
Mm-hmm.
because he came out of the streets
Mm-hmm.
and he had a good boxing career, 30 fights, and I think it was 19-7-4. He was trying to mentor his troops around him at his job in CYA. He was a California Youth Authority. He wasn't a correction officer.
He was a group
He was
supervisor
the group supervisor there.
and an athletic
And,
director.
I got up on him and writing a book about Voltaire Williams. And when I got to the part where he was in CYA and he told me about Smitty Smith, I said, this guy is an interesting character, worthy of a book of his own. And I always kept the idea in the back of my mind that one day I wanted to do a project about Mercer Smitty Smith. And we're doing that now. We're going to shoot a documentary about him.
And I'm so happy to be involved in that.
Yeah,
It's just,
you're gonna
we
be
just don't
involved.
know because he really meant something to me.
Mhm.
Well, you know,
And Whitey's the executive producer of this, and we're going to shoot it on the 8th of August. And we are sure that this is going to be a project worthy of presenting to ESPN or Netflix or Hulu. It's about a great man that had empathy and a feeling of fatherhood towards his troops that he had under him in CYA, and he cared about them a lot. And it led to him being part of the 1984 Olympic boxing team, and they did great things, as you know, from that squad. Number one being the heavyweight champion, which was Henry Tillman, who fought his way out of prison, so to speak. And I believe, you had Breland, and you had Sweepy, you had a lot of people. Mike Tyson was part of that round robin. It was and Voltaire Williams. It's going to be a very good story to tell and to watch as we put this documentary together. And like I said, the filming starts on the 8th of August, and hopefully where it goes is through the roof.
I'll tell you like this: we looking at this adventure because it's a great adventure, and it's with our people. It was somebody that came from where we came from. He looked like we looked, and when someone can walk up to you who look like you, who talk like you, and
Been
have,
where you been?
yeah, and have a persona,
Right.
and that persona say, everything you doing right now, bro, I done did it. You know, and you look at them like, what? You're like, that tough? I'm tough. I've been doing this
And
for
the
a
thing
very
about
long
it,
time.
Smitty wasn't but about 3'7", but he was a giant. It's crazy, man.
That's how this really works, because every time we look at our people, we sometimes try to judge them through a different lens.
Right.
And when
Right.
you, and when you got to dig deep down in yourself, and you looking out that window, saying, Smitty got them running around that track. What is he trying to accomplish? And to go back to you when you walked out the thing, he's like, you fighting for freedom. Let's fight for something. And here we are today. You fighting for free.
Right.
So what you getting ready to fight for now?
It's amazing that now it's been like 30 years since I've been in YA, and now everybody's talking about how Black Lives Matter.
Yes.
He knew that then.
Yes.
He knew that then. Before it was on the forefront, before everything came out the way it is and all of that, he believed that 30 years ago he saw, you know what I'm saying? He believed in us when we believed in ourselves. And that takes a great person to understand that.
Yeah. Well, you know, they said this right here about a great man. Wait a minute, let me stop. Let me hold this for a second. Let me come back to you guys in a second. You know, under the Green Believers, we believe that everybody have an opportunity to have a store. And when you have an opportunity to have a store, we talk about Smitty. Smitty wanted to give everybody an opportunity to have something in life. He wanted to sit back and chisel you in a different kind of manner where you would be a businessman when you walk out of YA. Here we are again. We on this journey. The Green Believers and Whitest Enterprise, we trying to chisel you guys to be something great. We trying to make sure that you understand, because round one is over. That do not stop us from going forward. Yes, there's going to be a whole lot of things going on in this next line. It's going to be about the lottery. But you got to get your paperwork in, and you got to feel lucky, because it's a lottery. And when you put yourself in a lottery, you're putting yourself in a good position, because you start with nothing, you end with nothing. But at the end of the day, Black America is here. We are here to try to make sure that everybody line up, get ready, so we can fight this other new war amongst ourselves. Why would I say amongst ourselves? We got to will ourselves. We got to will ourselves to get on the playing field, because white America, Black America, white America, brown America, Chinese America is on the playing field. And they trying to tell you guys right now that we're trying to even this field so you guys can succeed. And the only way you guys are going to succeed is you step off your dirty asses and get back on your feet and say, I'm not surrendering no more. I'm in the game to win it. I want to have everything that everybody else have. So here we are today, my brothers, my sisters. I'm saying re-entry. Everybody who came home from jail, you got an opportunity to stand up and show out. I need you to stand up and show out. I need to see you guys walking in that place saying, Whitey, you already done showed off. You done showed off for 5 years since you been home. Ain't nobody saying nothing bad about you. You getting ready to do a documentary on Henry Tillman. Oh, Mr. Smitty, you get on Vartel. You getting ready to do these documentaries, and we're trying to figure out how did you put yourself in that position to do it. I'm going to say to you today, I'm going to put you on notice. The only thing that stopped me from doing anything in this life is me.
There it is.
So do you understand, when Smitty was in that
Boom.
place telling all the brothers, stand up and be counted for, I was in these streets of South Central LA getting slapped on the back of the head by every old wino on the corner. And they was telling me in the best way that I knew how, hey, punk, you little bum, come here. Life had not closed the door on you. Life had gave you an opportunity, and we is going to sit here and we're going to tell you so many different stories that is going to motivate you to go forward. So here we are again today, and I want to tell the rest of you brothers and sisters, any story that you guys need to know to succeed, I am here to show you the way to be successful in this game. I don't care if it's CBD, I don't care if it's weed, I don't care if it's a market. I don't care, is it a beeper place? All you got to do is come down to Green Believer. If I can't do it, I got some assistants down there. I got a sister named Cheryl Brent. I got a brother named Ron. I got these brothers and sisters down there waiting to take you by your hand, take you on this new challenge. It's a new challenge in life. And I need you guys to get back in. But I'm going to turn this over back to Ira real quick, because he need to tell you guys something about this new thing what we trying to do.
Yeah, when it's just it's the first documentary of 3 we have planned this year. The first one is about Mercer Smith. Mercer Smitty Smith. He's a like we said, we described and laid out what type of person he was and how many people he helped. And we're talking about one of the greatest Olympic teams of all time he was involved with, Evander Holyfield, Mildred Taylor, Pernell Whitaker, Paul Gonzalez. There was just a superstar lineup of Olympic boxers at that Colorado Springs training facility.
Camp, yeah.
And of course, Voltaire and Mike Tyson was in that round robin.
Holyfield was there too.
Yeah, Holyfield was there too. That was
the lineup. That was a big ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he was able to deal with all of that
and
make something of it. All the different personalities, all the different egos, and he curtailed that into a great team.
Man, I'm gonna be disrespectful, right? I'm gonna be a little disrespectful. You know, I'm kind of jealous. You know, I'm kind of jealous. Why can I can't be jealous? I think in 1984, everybody was talking about me, and when I looked up, Mike Tyson, Henry Tillman, man, they stole the whole flow. You know, they stole my whole flow. I was in the game. I was a big boy. But when I looked at them in the '84 Olympics in South Central LA at the sports
Right
arena,
there.
did you hear what
Brought
I
it
said?
home. Brought it home.
And they came in, they showed out, they laid everything on the line. And do you know, it's an honor and a pleasure for me to sit back and say to the world that I'm getting ready to do this documentary with these brothers that I sat back and looked at. I know Tillman when we used to walk in Green Meadows and those other parks and hang out and talk that stuff and walk that walk and talk that walk. But it never was that we was better than each other. It was always that we was trying to reach a platform that we could say we made it out the ghetto.
Right.
And we not in jail, we living. And those brothers walked in that Olympics and they showed out and they whooped everybody from every state, every country in America and in Europe. And you looked at them in Africa, looking at these brothers going to war. And Rabbit, I can't say. They sent a whole lot of people out of YA that made everybody smile.
Right.
And you was one of them. You was smiling, saying,
Them was my brothers,
look
man.
at my homies.
Them is my
Look
homies.
at my homies.
Yeah, we ate lunch on the same bleachers. You
we
know,
doing this for the homies.
Now we just lost Pernell Whitaker from
Yeah.
that team. That was earlier this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just a total sad situation. He was running or jogging and got hit by a vehicle.
Yeah.
But getting back to the lineup that we have after this, we have this is going to serve as a template for future projects we have. We have lined up. We have a project where it's near and dear to us. It's called it's called American Heist, and we're going to explain that on a future show.
Right.
But
right.
it's if you've seen American Pimp, you would probably can see the template and a correlation between that and American Heist, and we'll explain the full story of it. It's a deep story, and it's a story we've written.
Personal story,
Personal
near and
story.
dear, especially to me and Ira, because we were on the ground floor of it.
And we have both have written books about the situation, and there's books coming out now from other people. Since I think me and Alex have opened the doors for people to feel comfortable about talking about a way of life and a way of making a living that was essential at the time, and its time had come and passed, but it's now time to kind of discuss it and and explain why it was necessary at the time.
Yeah. But I just want to say something real quick. We're all focused right now on how the Black Lives Matter, and they matter more than just us against the police. Our Black Lives matter as far as the dreams that we've been holding back and the love that we've been scared to show for each other. I believe that, like Whitey say, if you're trying to get into business, if you've been thinking about this, and if there's something that you want to do, you need to reach out to the Green Believers and my brother. You know what I mean? Because he can make your life matter the way you feel it should matter. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And
I thank you for that. I really do.
No, but I really believe this. You know what I mean? When I think of Black Lives Matter, I don't just think of, even though the marches and all that, but we got to do a little more than that. We got to do something for ourselves, each individual person. You know what I mean? To make yourself matter. You know what I mean? And this is the perfect time. The door is open. Everything's there. Everything's out of the way. It's out in the open. And this is the time that you can do and be what you want to be. And that's truly what I believe. And I love y'all.
Great. That's hitting the nail right on the head. I was a little downtrodden after last weekend's events in Chicago.
Right.
I a little disappointed in the situation where you had a couple of shootings involving children that were innocent bystanders. But you're talking about Philadelphia, New York, L.A., Chicago, Detroit. That story can make the rounds every weekend.
Right.
And it's a way of life that's slowly coming undone. Mm-hmm. And we're starting to understand that we have to do better and be better
as people
and move forward.
Exactly.
But it's going to change, and the change is coming.
Well, bro, I love all you guys with all my heart and soul, and I bust my ass every day trying to show people the right way to go. And we just in a cycle with the leadership of people. And these people have not read the tea leaves correctly yet. And in a few days, they're going to read these tea leaves.
Right.
And they're going to understand, like, man, we got a chance. These people is basically took half of their foot off our neck.
That's what I mean.
Not their whole foot, just half of it. And we just need to tell the brothers and sisters all over the United States and all over the world that here we are, and everybody is still trying to wonder what's the next move going to be. And you got to learn this on your own.
Your move needs to be the next move.
Because you are the most important person in the world. And when you look at yourself in the mirror, you got to say, I am prepared to do what's necessary. But each time you put yourself in harm's way to take another person's life for some unknown reason, you need to look at yourself and then look at the person who is guiding you. And you need to ask him, why are you guiding me in this route? It's another route for us to be happy. When you look at the President of the United States, I'm going to get arrogant now. When you look at the President of the United States, he's sitting with that mega mic in his hand. And white America is doing things that is unbelievable stupid. I never seen white people confess to be intelligent, and they sitting here looking at a serve a covert everywhere, and they refuse to do their job to protect their own mothers and fathers because some dumb white man is telling them, oh, this is what we're going to do. Here go a white man who is praising a Confederate flag that the Confederates is lost. That's the crazy thing about it. These people are lost. This ain't America's history. America's history is for the spoils of the war. And this white man is telling you people, hey, look, these people lost over here, but we're going to praise these losers. Listen to this. Listen to this nonsense. What's really going on? Because I don't care what anybody say. When I lose, and I got to go get put away, and my history go in the trash can with that loss. These people, this president of this United States, is telling these people a loss don't really count. But you know, these people try to kill each other because they wanted to keep black people like us underneath the ground, never having an opportunity to open our mouths. But here we are, and the rest of the people of the world who got common and a little sense is saying, we with you, brothers and sisters. We're going to march on the side of you guys because everything they talking about is stupid because we're not in 1910 no more. We in 2020. And this is what we're going to do here. We're going to help each other reach the top together. We're going to get on this field, and we're going to give you everything you need to cover so you can do your job. So do your job, man, because we're here to help you. This a family.
See what it is? They did so much to lead the rest of the world astray. We were the whooping post for all these years, and now what it is black people aren't the only people waking up.
Yeah.
Everybody's waking up.
Say it again.
Everybody's waking up. It's just black people. Everybody's waking up. That's why when you march, you look on one side, you see an Asian. You look on this side, you see a Mexican. You look behind you, you see a white man. Because everybody's waking up because they're understanding that what it is the blanket's been pulled off of their eyes also.
Man, did you understand why they woke up?
Yes, I do.
I'm going to say this, I'm going to mean this, and I'm going to respect everybody's wishes, but I'm going to be honest with you, brothers and sisters, white, brown, and yellow. You got an opportunity to stay in the house for 90 days, and you ain't had nothing to do but look at the TV. And when you looked at that TV, you seen that man take his last breath, you say, this is what they've been doing to these people? This is what they've been doing to these people?
Exactly.
And they've been telling us all the time,
that they deserved it.
They did something for us to do this to them.
They deserved it.
And now here, white America, who got common sense, who got compassion, because America, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna mean this. I don't care how anybody take this. Black America got the biggest, giant-sized heart in the world. They'll forgive anything. And these white Americans and brown and Chinese and Indians, they said, man, those black people got a big heart and they forgive everything. Why we can't have a little bit of heart and tell them we with you on this time around, and we're not gonna let these people continue to hurt you.
Well, you got to understand that the lie's been told to a lot of other races other than blacks, and even to us, since we were children, right? So they automatically think in a certain line, right? So if you don't directly see it, if you're not directly involved, it doesn't happen in your garage.
No.
They don't really believe it. Actually, they don't want to believe it because they don't want to believe that about themselves.
That's true.
So when you get to the point where it's right in your face, like he said, the COVID-19, everybody was sitting there. You wasn't thinking about your job because you lost that. You ain't you ain't worried about people. Your family that's out there, your kid at school, I got to go pick him up at 2. You ain't thinking about none of that. You're able to focus in on what's really going on in the world, and you see something like what happened to Mr. Floyd, and you be like, wait, hold up. For real?
Yes.
And that's when the wool came from over everybody's eyes.
So that's when everything was triggered at that moment.
And that's why it was it has such an impact on the world, because the whole world was a captive audience at that exact moment.
Yes, I can say that. But again, I got to go back to here because I got to go check in with my boss because my boss want to know why I ain't saying anything about the Green Believers.
Well, you need to go ahead and do your thing, bro.
The Green Believers, I got to do my job or I'm going to get fired. And I don't want to be fired for this job that I'm trying to create. But I want everybody to pay attention for a second because this comes from Whitey's Enterprise and the Green Believers. And you're going to really like this. In the next 60 days, I want every black woman, every black man, the age of 18 to 50, to go hop on their computer and play with their keyboards. I'm getting ready to open my training center, Whitey's Enterprise Training Center, Yes, I am. I'm getting ready to open it, and I'm getting ready to venture out in the Central Valley, where Apple's at, and the rest of those great countries is. They have gave me an opportunity to step in their door. They told me to bring 700 black brothers and sisters, and if I could add some white brothers and white sisters, some brown brothers and some brown sisters, and some Chinese, some yellow ones, and some Indians, or Native America, as you want to be politically correct. If you guys would like to join this, I'm going to give you an opportunity to go to Whitest Enterprise. And you're going to have an opportunity to see my website. And you're going to see that these jobs start at $900,000 a year. Welcome to America, baby. This Whitey at work, and this Whitey getting ready to put everybody in order. Here we are once again. I'm attacking the world in a different manner. Here we are. I'm telling you today, I'm putting you on notice that we are getting ready to start these new adventures in different churches. And we're going to have these classes going on. And we're going to certify you to be a technical assistant in Apple, IBM, Oracle. And the names go on and on and on. Because here is the day that I'm putting the city on notice that Whitest Enterprise and the Green Believers and the ex-convention task force is on our way to do our job. We need you guys to come aboard. We need you guys to open your eyes. We need you to open your mind. We need you to understand that we've been gone for a few days and everybody been out of work. But now here we are bringing a class to you. I'm going to talk about this for the next 90 days. And when I open this portal, I'm going to say this again. I'm going to open this portal to this training center. You're going to be able to go to Whitest Enterprise at gmail.com. And this portal is going to open to you. It's going to open in the next 2 months. And I need you brothers and sisters. If you don't have any experience, we're going to teach you how to run one of these computers. The President of the United States made an error, but he didn't make an error. He said the only experience you need is an opportunity to sit in front of a computer, and that's your experience. We're going to give you what the President of the United States signed an executive order to give you. Yes, he did this because he was trying to give his people all these new options. But me being a black man in America, and everybody talking about Black Lives Matter, I'm a black man. My life always matters. And I want you guys to understand why it matters. My life matters because I help the people around me, good or bad. They are part of my family. And I want you guys to know you guys are a part of my family. No matter how you guys say you don't like me, it don't even make no difference as long as you follow some instructions so you can get $90,000 a year. And if you can get $90,000 a year, you can help your children and everybody else around you be successful. So again, in 60 days, I need you to go to my line, and I need you to go to Whitest Enterprise and look on my website. And we're going to have this going on. We're going to have these classes, and we're going to certify you. And Apple, IBM, and these other companies going to come marveling over you. They slobbering right now. They want you here. They want you a part of this new movement. And I need you to be a part of this new movement. I am putting you on notice, and I need you to understand that I'm working my butt off for you. So the Green Believers and Whitest Enterprise don't know nothing but success. We is not looking for no failure. So again, Herb Weston, he opened the door to 100 licenses. They up, they running, and everybody getting ready to do what they do best. So I need you guys now to come aboard. Let me help you guys go through this final hurdle. Let me help you guys get these new licenses. And if you can't get these new licenses, let me put you in this school so you can still get $90,000 a year. Or let me put you in a CBD store where you can get some money so you can be your own boss, because a boss is a boss. And if you continue to be a boss of yourself, life's going to be so much greater, because I need you. I want you. And I can't wait to have you on my team. So I'm going to pass this back to Alex, and he's going to talk a little bit more about Henry Timmons, and he's going to tell you how They just played around in YA, and from there, he became the world champion in the Olympics.
Yeah, Henry Tillman, like I said, Henry Tillman and Voltaire Williams, they were my guys. And like I said, me and Voltaire were together every day. I even know the story. I'm not going to put it out there. You'll have to watch the documentary. But I know the story of how he ended up on the boxing team. So I know that from personal knowledge. But like I say, you know, it was a hard time. Now that I look back on it, you know what I mean? It was rough there. You know what I mean? Everybody you had to have your shield up. You had to have your armor on 24/7. But I got to once again speak about Smitty. Smitty was an arrow that could get through that armor.
Yes.
Tell them what years you're talking about.
Oh, I'm talking about, I got there in 1980. I got out in November of 82. I went back from 85 to 88. So like I said, you know, I walked that yard. You know what I mean? I was all over it. I was there. When you see the documentary, the people that were there that come out of YA, I know each and every one of them. You know what I mean? And we all know each other. You know what I'm saying? And even people who didn't box, that played football, that went on to college, that graduated college there on the yard, they all know and love Smitty. Because like I say, Smitty was an inspiration to a lot of people. He really was. You know what I mean? He'd hear you had a fight on your unit, and he'd walk up and come to your door and check you about it. You know? He was one of those. Right. You know what I mean? He would come out of his element and into yours to get his point across.
And he had a fatherly, personal stake.
Yeah,
I mean, communication.
He would stay when he was supposed to be off work. He'd be there. Mm-hmm. If a situation arose, he'll come back to work to handle it.
Hey,
if you was one of his.
You was one of his. A whole lot of people didn't know that.
Right.
You was his.
Right. You was his. If he had an interest in you, he took personal charge.
Oh yes. You know, I hear you because I got that same thing that a whole lot of brothers and sisters, they be paying attention to me, but they just don't want to tune in on my line because they be like, we don't want to give you that much props, Whitey. But you got to understand this. You don't have to give me a damn thing.
Huh.
I done took everything I wanted in life because I was man enough to stand up, put on my pants, and get my ass to work. Mm-hmm. And when the brothers come home from jail, they stop at the store on 33rd and Central, and they ask that one question, that one great question, bro, where do we go from here? And I tell them every day, put your circles very small, make it a pin, so you can understand that you're here to win. You are not here to walk in somebody else's trap. Right. So when Smitty used to walk back in that jailhouse, he was telling them, and they wasn't really paying attention, make that circle small so you can go out there prepared to win. Exactly. So brothers and sisters, I can't say nothing else better about Mr. Smitty. I can't say nothing else about these other great boxers. But they went out there and they did their job. They was a part of the Olympics. Do you know what it takes to be an Olympic star? I don't.
Period. You know what I mean? It's just like, why do you say, you know, you did your thing and you do your thing and I do my thing, Ira does his thing, because we are who we are and nobody can take that from us.
That's correct. It's correct.
You know, it's not. I don't have to personify who I am. I am who I am.
Say it again. Say it again.
I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to boast and brag because I am. I just am. And men like me, like Ira, Whitey, and Smitty, and Voltaire, and Henry Tillman, they are. Mike Tyson just is.
Mm-hmm. He is.
You understand what you don't understand what I mean, brothers?
Yes, I do. I understand it to the T because at the end of the day, the show you put on. And when people accept that show, they ask that question, can I be him?
Right. Because even if they hating in a group later on that night when they sitting at the ceiling, I want to be like that.
Yes. That's the whole thing. I was a little boy. I was a little boy, and I used to see the people on the streets. And I used to marvel at what they did.
Yeah.
And I took all of it and I merged it into me. And I became me. And the brothers on the street used to say, "Man, what you doing?" I said, "I'm just being me," because I stole so many people other ingredients. Like Ira is sitting back stealing other people's ingredients and giving that conversation and bringing them to life.
Right.
Here are you sitting here, you talking about these brothers out of YA, you bringing them to life, and people looking and saying, "Man, is it possible? Can we do what those dudes did? Came from the bottom and came all the way to the top, and the world looked at them like, they just not regular street dudes. They like us. They winners."
Yeah.
So today is the day where we sit back and look at each other, and you ask yourself again, Dallas, are you going to be a winner?
Gonna be.
I
I was born to be.
That's the question.
I was born to be. I don't have a choice in the matter.
Every day when you look in the window, in that mirror, I look in the mirror and say this, I'm going to do something special today.
Right. And you'll do something special and don't even know it because you're just doing you.
I don't even know it.
You're just doing you.
Don't even know it, right?
Hey, I watched a documentary on Snatchmo, Louis Armstrong, and they said they define genius by how a person changes the game once he stepped in it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And move forward. That's when you know you're dealing with a genius, whether it's an athletic genius or
Diabolical
a
genius. It doesn't matter.
mental genius, musical. They said when Louis Armstrong was 17 years old, he changed the art of playing the trumpet. They never went back to playing the trumpet the way they did before Louis Armstrong. Once they heard him, they knew the way to go forward, and they never went back to the old style of playing trumpet. They said that's how they define genius. Once somebody steps in, changes the game, and it's never the same again.
He made something new.
Yeah.
Made something new.
It's
And,
that beacon. It's that light in the fog that leads the other ships in.
Right. Sammy Davis Jr., the same way. You know, once this person appears on the scene, Michael Jackson, once this person appears on the scene, the Beatles, once they appear on the scene, you never go back to playing the old style or whatever it is you were doing. And I have a project I'm about to step into that I don't want to mention now until I get the full thumbs up. I got like a half a thumb up right now on this project. But I want to talk about my new book that's about to come out. We haven't talked about it. It's a departure. I'm going to give you 1 minute of it. It's 1 minute.
You only got 1 minute.
I know. It's called Gideon's Hug. It's my first romantic comedy. And I just wanted to tackle the genre because I challenged myself to do it. You know, I'm a true crime writer. And I wanted to see if, first of all, I could be romantic, and second of all, if I could be funny.
You're funny.
Well, you have to be funny in a romantic context. But it's called Gideon's Hug. It's about an advertising executive named Gideon, and he needs a hug, H-U-G. And that's what the whole story is about, him trying to obtain that hug. And it's funny.
Okay.
And it'll be out in August.
Okay.
And that's the best I can tell you. When it's out, I'm coming back on and explain
Yes, you can.
the
Well,
book to you.
we waiting for it.
Okay, I'm gonna give Alex. I'm gonna give you a second because I got to get ready to close this out. But give me what's going on with you.
Oh, well, I've been talking about my book for a while now, and it's just finally finishing and when editing, and like I said, I've been working on it, and what I did was I had planned to put it out when me and I were on the show last time. But what I did was I went back into it, I revised it. I want to give you guys the best I have.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I just not trying to throw nothing out there. I want it to be the best for you. So when you read it, you understand it, you love it, and you love me, and you love our game, and you're going to love this documentary, and you're going to love it all.
Hey, my brothers and sisters, I'm gonna say something right now because I'm getting ready to leave. And a whole lot of people that come from where we come won't say it. I love the NBA. I love the NFL. I love the National Baseball League. I love the Women's Basketball League. I love the people who standing up saying that their lives matter. I don't care what anyone in America got to say. When these people stood up and said, I took my last breath when I seen my brother land on the ground, and they said, if the NFL owners, the baseball owners, the basketball owners do not stand on the side of us, and it's corporate America don't stand on the side of us, ain't no need for everybody to get any more money off of us. So these brothers and sisters in the entertainment world, they stood up and they said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to stand up on the side of each other, and we're going to show you guys that Black lives matter because we matter as a people. And the rest of the people in the world, we're not saying your life don't matter, but we saying you guys going to give us the respect that we come because we helped build this goddamn country in America. So today, I'm putting everybody on notice and telling you that our brothers and sisters out of those professional leagues, they matter. Thank you for having us, and come back and see us next Wednesday.